G'day, guys, and welcome back to ADOS the Great YouTube channel. So, bloody good week for me last week. I got 8 out of 9. I'm sitting 9,914th out of 282,000 people. That's pretty good. I will definitely take that. So, let's have a look and see how we went last week, I should say. So starting off, Bulldogs got a decent win over the Swans. Swans made a late comeback, but the Doggies got the job done. I backed the Dogs by 12. They won by 11. So bloody close with that one. But very, very good start to my tipping for round, what was that, round 3. All right, next up we had another win there. Melbourne defeated Essendon. That one was I was pretty confident that this one would happen. Like, Essendon haven't played too badly this year. It's just those last quarters that have really killed them. So, I think Essendon fans would be pretty impressed with how the team played for most part. But they definitely, I think they're going to improve this weekend. But we'll get to that in a second. This one did me in. How bullshit is this, right? Put it this way. You got 8 tips right, okay? You got 8 tips right. I don't know if that bloody went on camera, but my belly just grumbled because I'm freaking hungry. 8 tips right. You rely on one game only. Adelaide down by 4. No, well, they're down by 2. Adelaide down by 2. The last kick of the game. Surely Port Adelaide win this. No, Adelaide get the win. And that's the tip I got wrong. The only tip. Can't pick them, that's for sure. All right, next up, another quite easy tip for me. I thought Giants would have beaten the Suns, and they did quite comfortably. Backed Geelong to beat Collingwood. I thought this one could go either way. Collingwood have been a surprise packet this year, but Geelong were just too good for them in the end. Brisbane Lions absolutely dominated the North Melbourne Kangaroos. That one I think everyone saw coming. Not the scoreline though, I won't lie about that. Next up, I took Carlton to beat Hawthorn. Carlton got the job done in a very close game, only getting up by 1 point. This one, my mates gave me a lot of flack about. They're like, man, why did you tip St Kilda to beat Richmond? Stupid tip, not going to happen. It happened. I got the tip right. Look, at the end of the day, this game realistically could have gone anyway at the start of the... I don't think it doesn't show us the tip percentage. That's okay. It could have gone either way, obviously, but St Kilda ran away with it. They dominated the Richmond late in that game. Got a good win there, so I'll take that. Another tip right. And obviously, a West Coast Eagles fan, tipped against my boys at Optus, against Freo, who are probably going to be a top 8 team this year. Fremantle look pretty good against us. We look flat. I understand we have a lot of players that return that probably aren't going to be at their best for a little while yet. But, very happy with the round. 8 out of 9 is not bad when I see a lot of other tipsters getting around the 5 mark. I'll take that. Good week for me. I don't know why I just saved that. I want to go to this week's tips. All right, so we have at the start of the round, Melbourne Demons against Port Adelaide. I'm back in the D's here. I'm going to go by 24. I think the Demons are going to get the win here. I really do. Look, Port Adelaide, they play pretty good at home normally. They were disappointing against Adelaide. But I think Melbourne are just going to be way too clinical for them. I've got Melbourne winning this one quite easily. Lions, I'm backing to beat the Cats. I think the Lions will get the job done. Look, a lot of people are saying the Cats are going to win at home. And they could. This is definitely a game that could go either way. But I just think the Lions have proved too clinical this year. I think Brisbane and Melbourne are probably the two teams to beat. I think at this stage, it looks like it's going to be a Melbourne-Brisbane grand final. We continue on. Sydney, easy win over North Melbourne. I don't even need to talk about that one. I think Collingwood, unfortunately, will get a good win over West Coast. I think West Coast need their players to have a few more games under their belt before we see some of the old West Coast come back. Like, that West Coast team that could have pushed top four. I think we will see that eventually in 2022. Do I think they will make the top four? I don't even think we'll make the top eight, unfortunately. I think this is sort of a rebuild year for us. We're going to give some of the youngsters a fair bit more minutes this year. So, look, I think we're going to beat some of the contending teams, but I don't think we're going to be a top 8 team. I just think Collingwood are proving to be way too good this year. I don't see them losing this game, especially not at Marvel Stadium. All right, Richmond against the Bulldogs. I think the Bulldogs win this one, but I say that with not that much confidence. The reason I'm saying that is, look, Richmond and the MCG could prove dangerous against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs definitely haven't been one of the... they haven't been as good as they normally are, and I think this game definitely could be another one that goes either way. Next up, I'm taking Freo at Optus. GWS have played some pretty good games this year. They've also played some pretty disappointing games. I just think Fremantle are going to be too good at Optus Stadium. Next, we've got Essendon against the Crows. I actually had the Crows tipped first. In my other tipping, I said Adelaide will win this one, but I'm changing my tip now. I'm going Essendon. I'm hoping that doesn't bite me in the ass. It definitely could, but I think the Bombers have what it takes to get the job done here. Next up, and this is probably going to be the game of the round, I think we're going to see Hawthorn get a winner here over St Kilda. The Saints, they're coming into form now. They had a good win over Richmond, and I think they could definitely push Hawthorn, but I'm backing the Hawks here. I think they're playing very well this season as well, and I definitely think under the new coach, they're going to be a pretty good team. Next up, I'm backing the Carlton Blues to beat Gold Coast. Now, the Suns could pose an upset here at home. They're due for a good game, and it could definitely come this round. But I think the safe bet is to take Carlton. And, that is going to round up my tips for this week. So, fingers crossed I can take another 9 or another 8 at least. I'd love to get 9 out of 9. But I think I've got some pretty good tips this week. I reckon haven't really missed the mark on too many. I think this one, a lot of people would probably say St Kilda. I think this one, there'd probably be a few people saying Richmond. Definitely think this one, a lot of people probably will go Geelong. But at the end of the day, I think I've made the right decision, and I'm happy with the tips I've submitted. Let me know, guys, how are you going in your tips? Are you going pretty well, or are you falling behind? I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.